I want to talk about the topics on the screen. I want to talk about Jamie Foxx's comedy special and how, Jamie Foxx is the perfect example of feeling comfortable and feeling arrogant about black women and their worship of black men. And, it's black women's fault, in my opinion, of the reason why men like him feel like they're doing black women a favor if they choose them, or why they feel like they always have a fallback person to come to no matter what goes wrong, no matter if these non-black women do them bogus or dirty. They can always come back to the black woman because she's just waiting and hoping her black king comes back home. I don't know how many of y'all saw the Jamie Foxx special, but hey, good morning. How you doing, Coach Kim? I don't know how many of you guys. Good morning, Justified Poet. I don't know how many of y'all saw the Jamie Foxx comedy special, but I'm gonna tell you. First of all, the special was whack in my opinion. I felt like it was a drama performance, and I feel like he was probably dishonest about a lot of the stuff that he said. I do think he was probably traumatized about what occurred with his health, but not that's neither here nor there. The problem that I had with the special was the fact it was one part that really bothered me, which was towards the end of the comedy special. Hey, how you doing, Kelly Nicole? Towards the end of the comedy special, when he was on the piano and he was talking about how, he's not going to talk to white women anymore. He learned his lesson. He's going to come back to the sisters, I guess. And he was saying, but then he said I basically, essentially, he was just joking. He just wasn't going to be seen with white women in public anymore. Good morning, for a time only. And then it was like these black women in the audience, like standing up and clapping because he said that, I guess, might come back to black women or whatever. And they like, oh, come on back home and all this other stuff. And I I really, for the life of me, that is so disgusting. I really, really, really don't understand it. Black men don't do that for black women. Like, if a black woman is out there saying that, like, she's seen exclusively dating white T men, ain't no black men nowhere talking about come home and acting like that. It's ridiculous. I remember when what's her name, Doja Cat, was out and she was like using like mostly white T men in her videos for the love interest before she started becoming more mainstream and stuff, that she was seen like in her private life with white T men, that black men were upset, and that lady is biracial. She have a whole white mama. There's nothing wrong with her dating half of her who she is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them people that think biracial people are black. She not black. She's biracial. So I don't see nothing wrong with her dating her people. You know what I'm saying? Half of her side. But when I saw that and how Jamie Foxx was literally acting like he was doing black women a freaking favor, now that this man didn't had a stroke and this man is old and his body is broken up, now you talking about you want to come back to sisters, and when black women are supposed to be like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. Like, no, it's not so amazing. Do you? Stay right back over there with them snow bunnies. Don't nobody care that if you stay or you go. And I really hate this idea that black women are so unlovable and so unwanted that the only thing they're doing is just sitting there waiting for a Negro to come back and choose them or stop messing with the non-black women. It's just ridiculous. And I hate the fact that black women freaking push this narrative and go along with it by encouraging his behavior. Oh, come on back. He like, yeah, I know the sisters is mad. The sisters want me to come back. Like, that is not a good look for black women. That's not a good look that he feels like that. That he feels like you as a black woman are just sitting there hoping and wishing and praying that he comes back to black women as if he's missed. You know what I'm saying? I feel like black women should love who loves them. If you a black man that loves black women, cool. If you an Asian man who loves black women, cool. If you're a whatever race, a man that loves black women, cool. But don't nobody need you And don't nobody need to force you to like black women. And if somebody has to force you to come back, or you have to have a stroke to come back to black women, stay where you at. Period. It's really just that simple. Like, that really turned my stomach. It made me feel so gross. And the black women that were there, it just disgusted me. It was so many of them acting like that. And I think that's a dirty secret. You know, when you be on Instagram, or you be on Twitter, or you be on TikTok, or you be on YouTube, a lot of the people that are there are people with strong personalities and strong opinions and thoughts, which is why they're online speaking it. But I believe that there are way more black male worshiping black women than is acknowledged. I think a lot of black women, they come in my lives and stuff, they come and they act like, everybody's on the same type of time. But I don't believe it's true. I believe I believe we have at least 50% of black women that are black male worshipers and extremely male centered and just all around goofy when it comes to men. I really do. That's why all of these things keep happening to black women. Black women keep being baby mamas and getting played with and dogged out and all of this stuff, because it's way more black women that move from that than don't. And that's why I make the videos and the content that I do, to stop women from being like that, because it's downright embarrassing. For real. It's like, okay, do y'all remember the black girl that was dating Travis Kelce, that was attacked by Taylor Swift fans and stuff, and she didn't even do nothing? She just was talking to Travis Kelce. I didn't see any positivity coming from black men for that woman, saying, oh, you know what, sister, things didn't work out with you and Travis Kelce. Come on home, baby. Come on home. You're so beautiful. Come on home to black men. Wasn't nobody saying that. They was calling that lady a, you know what, wench. Saying she got what she deserved. Saying she was washed up and a whole bunch of other things. But it definitely wasn't no love and acceptance the way black women do. It was not. So I don't know. I just feel like, sorry if y'all hear my dog barking. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? If y'all really, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's just ridiculous. And I think that is what needs to be uncovered. Like the worshiping that black women do, it needs to be uncovered, and it needs to be spoken about a lot more. And dare I say it should be shamed. I think it should be shamed. I really do. Yes, and just like Brooklyn Shanae said, don't be nobody's backup plan. Like, when I was looking at that comedy special, I saw attractive black women, all of them clapping and smiling and hooting and hollering to be Jamie Foxx's backup plan. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, I was just, like I said, flabbergasted. Hopefully, I can get some people to come up here and talk about this. Maybe if there are some black women that do not see a problem with Jamie Foxx's comedy special, that would actually be good to have them up. Because, so it's not like an echo chamber, because I would love to hear somebody that disagrees with what I'm saying, because I'd like to get to the psychology of it. Why? Like, why do you think that's okay? Why do you think it's okay to essentially beg, get on your hands and knees and beg for a black man to come back or to choose you, or to see the value and beauty in his own people, his own women, other than the beauty in others? I would love to know why you would even want the attention of a man like that. Why would you even want him to come back? But anyway, hopefully I can get some people to join the live. I know I just started, so sometimes it might take a minute for me to get there. So I'm just going to try to keep it going. Hopefully I can get some people to join the live, because I am really interested in talking about this. Like, I really don't know what to say. Because, baby, this is very important to me, because, I was watching it and I felt like I was in an alternate universe, or the Twilight Zone. I mean, does people still know what the Twilight Zone is? Like, that's how I was feeling like. Or I don't know if anybody knows about Outer Limits, the Outer Limits. Both of those like sci-fi type horror type deals, I felt like what is going on? Like I feel like what? Hey, how you doing, Danielle? It's good to see you too. But anyway, so that's what I want to talk about. You know what? Let's see, Ari. I think that Jamie Foxx is a talented actor, and I think that he's a good singer. His comedy is not really my cup of tea because I didn't laugh about nothing he said. But I don't even know if it was meant to be that. So it's just like, why are y'all marketing this as a comedy special? Because this is really just a big trauma dump. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like people was making it like, oh, he's telling you about Diddy and what happened, or that nothing happened. Like, do you think if something really happened to that man and Diddy did it, that he's gonna really say it in a comedy special? No, he's not. So I just felt like it was just the whole thing was a dramatization. And a man that can act as good as Jamie Foxx, when you stop and you pause and you cry or you act like you're so choked up, I don't even know if you're being real or you're being fake. Or you're doing it for dramatic purposes, because it's not like you didn't rehearse this comedy special. So it's like, yeah, I can't necessarily take everything that you're saying, all the emotions that you're expressing for face value. Now, maybe when his daughters were out there, the love that he expressed for them is probably true. But everything else, yeah. I don't know if I believe you, you know. But I just wanted to say, like, I really do feel like more of this needs to be talked about, because, you know, we definitely have a problem with black male worship in the black community, and black women are doing it, and pick me behavior, extremely male-centered behavior. And like I said before, you let society tell it, right? Black women are masculine and not submissive, and they are independent black women who don't need no man. And that's what society says about black women. But black women and black men know the truth. Even the black men that say that, they only say that because it's probably some woman they wanted to get over on wouldn't allow it. But it's not true. Plenty of black women are submissive and will let a man lead them and let a man tell them what to do and let a man play in their face and worship men and want a man so badly that they willing to accept cheating and all type of mistreatment. Shout out to Sexy Red and Summer Walker and that dumb podcast that they had about all men cheat, so you might as well stay with the man that you got that's cheating on you. Like, I really feel like people act like this isn't a problem for black women. It is. And I think until we really expose the fact that indeed, there are plenty of pick-me black women, plenty of black male worshiping black women that will put a man over their friends, put a man over their children, put a man over their own self, their own health, and own well-being. You know, we're never going to get anywhere because we pretend that that's not how black women are. Black women are too hard to do that. Lies. I know plenty of black women that play just like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's so many black women that play just like that, that when you're a black woman that don't play like that, they think you don't. You do play like that. Because I know I've told black women that, hey, you know, I would never accept a man that cheated on me. If you cheat on me, I can't stop you from cheating on me. But if I find out, you're done. You're gone. You're getting no second chance, no nothing. You're exited out. There's women like, oh, no, I don't believe that. Oh, no, I know you're not doing that. Like, oh, okay, why not? Because you wouldn't. But, I mean, like I said, I just really think this is a good conversation to have about Jamie Foxx. Please, if anybody comes across this live, it's in your FYP. If y'all could please hit the like button, because if y'all hit the like button and y'all get the likes up for me, because it is, you know, a few of y'all in here, then that will make, if y'all just tap the screen, that will open up the live to be pushed out to more people. And then hopefully I can get some people inside the box that want to discuss it, because I don't want y'all to just hear me pumping my gums. So I'll give it like another 5-10 minutes to see if I can get some people to talk about it in the box. And if not, I'm definitely going to come back with this topic again, like in a few hours or something, to see if, you know, I can get more people at that time. Because sometimes if you don't come on at the right time, you know, you won't get the people that you normally talk to. Let's see here. Danielle, you said, oh gosh, those two make me so sick. Girl. Tall Hippie Bay, you said Jamie had his own sketchy party so he could miss me with leaving Diddy's parties early. Girl, Tall Hippie Bay, I ain't believe that at all. He talking about everybody said they left early. Now that Diddy been accused of all this stuff, now everybody left early. That's what Marlon Wayans said too. I don't trust none of them. Y'all know y'all didn't leave them parties early. Khloe Kardashian had said that when she went there that people was walking around there nude and it was freaky. And they ain't say it was at the end of the night either. So it's just like they know exactly what was there. They just capping. And I'd rather you just not acknowledge it at all than lie like people are stupid. Let's hear Shade the Sky. You said now you gotta watch it. You've heard mixed reviews. You should watch it, just if only just to see how I thought the special was whack. You know what I'm saying? I did. I did think that Jamie Foxx mentioned people calling him a clone. He mentioned it several times throughout the comedy special. And I use the word comedy lightly because it wasn't a comedy special. But I think that really bothered him. I don't know why though, but I don't know. Definitely they stayed tonight. Okay, Bella Bomb, you said a white tea guy from your job text you that he thought the Jamie Foxx comedy special was the best thing ever. You know what, Bella? You know you can't trust them, especially when it comes to like black culture. They're so disconnected that they don't know nothing. Let's see here. Kelly Nicole, you said remember the woman that accused Jamie Foxx. Who? Kelly? I don't know. I didn't hear about this. Kelly Nicole. Please tell me. Please tell me what woman accused Jamie Foxx and what did she say? Because no, I hadn't heard about that. Hadn't heard about that at all. Yeah. But like I said, you guys, if y'all could just keep hitting that like button for me, I would definitely appreciate it. And hopefully I can get some people. Maybe y'all can share the live to people if y'all would be so kind. That way I possibly can get some people in here Maybe y'all can share the live to people if y'all would be so kind. That way I possibly can get some people in here that way I can get some people in here that may agree or may disagree. And then, I can get them in here and then we can have a discussion about it. Yeah, please tell me though about Jamie Foxx and what you said, because I didn't know anything about that. But if you're not still here, like in the live, I'll definitely just look it up. But yeah, because I'm hoping. Oh, thanks for sharing, PG 1908. Hopefully I can get T Scorpio in here and some others if they're online. I know they got their own lives and stuff to do, so it's not like but yeah, like I said, I just really, I don't know. Like I said, it really rubbed me the wrong way. Okay, Kelly Nicole, no problem, sis. I'll look it up. I think that, like I said, it just really turned me off. It really turned me off to see black women acting like that. It's just like, every time we have an opportunity to stand on business, it just seems like it's so many of us that make it look like we're so desperate. We're so desperate, and all we're doing is just waiting on the day that black men come around and see our worth and our value. And that to me is gross. That's gross. If somebody doesn't see your worth or value off the rip, off top, then forget them. They are not somebody you need to be entertaining. So if you got a black man that is famous, that is having all the opportunities that people could wish and dream of, and that instead of trying to find a black woman that he really respects and is into, that he can pass down generational wealth to and all that, he's exclusively choosing white tea women. There's something broken mentally inside of him. And why would you want a broken dude? Like, why would you want a man that is mentally broken? Because that is a mentally broken man, period. And I don't care what nobody say. Black men that exclusively date out, they're mentally broken. They're broken. And, and I don't think the same applies to black women, because we don't have as many options, and black women's reasons most of the time. I'm not saying there's not a few women that are also broken, but the majority of black women, their motivations for dating out are different. But I don't give grace to black men that date out exclusively. I'm sorry, I don't. I think it's yes, I think it's weak, and I think it's something that rhymes with cartoon. That's what they are, if you get what I'm saying. And I just don't respect it. And I definitely think it speaks to a mental issue. You're mentally unstable. Period. And I that's why if I was single, right, and I was dating or I was looking, because I will say this, I wouldn't not date black men. I would just keep my options open. I don't, because there are good men in every race, including black men. But if there was a black man that was like Jamie Foxx, I would never even entertain him, because that's a buck broken, mentally unstable man. And why would you even want to entertain a man that's broken, and that brokenness is going to pass on to your children? No, absolutely not. I would never entertain it. So to see them women acting like Jamie Foxx is a prize is just, I don't know. It's just mind boggling to me. Like I said, to see those black women hooting and hollering, bro. I just, man. Good morning, supervillain. But yeah, so yes, and all right, I don't want to talk about people's children, but I do think, like, as a black man, right? Like somebody like Jamie Foxx. And I was talking to my husband about this. So you got somebody like Jamie Foxx, right? He's talented, he can sing, he can act, he has rhythm. And you think about the things that make Jamie Foxx successful, or the things that make Jamie Foxx unique and dope as an entertainer, right? Because I think he's a decent entertainer, even though I do think he's buck broken. I can separate the two. But if you look at that, you realize that the majority of what he has that is positive is also comes from his blackness. It comes from his blackness, and it comes from his soul, and it comes from that. But then you have biracial children, and then you have a biracial daughter that marries a white T man. And when they have children, those children are going to be essentially white T. And everything about you that made you special, that you could have passed down in your lineage, is now gone and erased. Now, you know what I'm saying? You just got, nobody would know in the future if her children and their children keep choosing, non-black people. Now, all of a sudden, your whole lineage is unseasoned, and everything that was cool that you could have had in there is gone. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just gross to me. And I don't know. Yes, I think erasing yourself on purpose is so crazy. And a lot of times when black men are exclusively dating non-black women, that self-hatred passes down to their children, and they end up dating non-black people as well, because those black men are raising children from a state of brokenness and self-hatred. So this done. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's weird. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. Ari said he made sure to create. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. Like I said, it's just really weird. Oh, snap. I'm reading what y'all saying. I probably can't read it out loud because of the live, but I see what y'all saying about Jamie Foxx. That's crazy. I wouldn't doubt it, though. I wouldn't doubt it. Because, when he talked about the whole aspirin thing and the whole stroke thing, and I really feel like he was probably partaking in some type of substances, some type of booger sugar or something like that. Because my thing is that you're a celebrity with access to any type of health care that you need. How in the world don't you know that I don't know. Any type of health care that you need. How in the world don't you know that I don't know. Something Something about it is just I don't know. It gives me very sus vibes. Your bestie sure says, did you see the video of NFL players toasting at dinner saying here's the more mixed kids? Yeah, that was a long time ago, girl. That video was years ago. And they still doing the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, and it's crazy. Like, it's not like there's nothing's changed, your bestie share. Like, that's still going on now. Which is unfortunate. You would think that when they went viral for that, I remember the wives and the NFL players had, like, limited their comments and stuff like that. You know? Oh, tall hippie pay, that's no problem. Thanks for letting me know. So like I said, and that in itself is embarrassing, to be honest. To be part of a community where the men say things like that. That's like knowingly, that is rooted in self-hatred. You know what I'm saying? Knowingly rooted in self-hatred. And y'all have no problem exposing your conquered, buck-broken behavior in front of the entire world. That's just, bruh, it's crazy. I be wanting to separate so bad from that. But, I can't, because they're still, they're always, what they do is still going to rub off on me. They're still going to talk about black people, instead of putting it on them specifically. Yeah, super villain. Then you said, then they cried when the NBA draft looked like a snowstorm. Exactly. When there were no fully black men there. That's y'all fault. That's the reason why. It's y'all behavior. And just know the next NBA draft, because them guys, they're not the guys that are mixed, they're not choosing black girls. Because black men have made it very clear that black women, they want to say that black women have no worth or value. So those guys are getting with white girls, white Hispanics, things like that. So the next draft, they going to be looking basically white. And I wish that they would understand that. I would say what, in 2 more drafts, or like, I would say, let me be realistic. I would give it 10 years. The draft, they're going to all look white. All of them. It'll be a spattering of fully black men. But the majority, they'll look like Meghan Markle's kids. Do y'all know what Meghan Markle's kids look like? Huh? And that's, black women was irritating me when they were calling her a black woman and stuff. And, oh, she's got black children. Does she? Y'all seen them kids? Y'all think them is black kids? Y'all think that that's the standard of blackness? Are y'all dumb? Oh, my goodness. Yes, the NBA is definitely going to be white tea again. The majority. Absolutely. Which is, like I said, it's disturbing. It's weird. Exactly, Tall Hippie Bay. Just like Diana Ross's lineage. Wild for you to sit there and be a talented black woman, and then you at family events and everybody else there is white tea. What? And it's because of you. Like, boy. I mean, hey, I'm not here to shame anybody's choices on what they want to do. All I'm saying is that when you do that, just know probably the future of your lineage will be gone. And it's just that simple. And it's like, if you're a black person and you think that black people are all that, and you think that you love your hair and you love your skin and you love the fact that you don't age like a banana and this and that, what do you think is going to happen when you erase yourself? All of those things that you love so much about you are gone. Do you like the fact that when you blow your hair out, it stands out straight, sticks up straight, it defies gravity? You get what I'm saying? Do you like that about yourself? I know I like it. I like when I blow my hair out and it stands up. I like when I wear my hair in a fro, it's out there. But these people just erasing themselves to where that'll never even be a thing anymore. But like I said, it is what it is. I'm not here to convince anybody of it. But I do, like I said, that ain't even really what my whole goal was. I just feel like I said, I just feel like a lot of black women be capping. And the more I do the social media thing, the more I really, really, really realize that a lot of black women be capping. The black women that come in my lives and they talk about this man, this man, that, and I'm gonna do this and that. I don't believe behind the scenes they're doing it. I don't believe behind the scenes they're standing on business or nothing. I believe that I don't want to say the majority, but I will say 50% at least of black women are black male worshipers and pick-me's. I'm sorry I said it. Because it's too much going on. Too much pick-me behavior going on that I'm seeing in real time for it to be a very small percentage. Oh yeah, y'all said y'all got your hair out now. Tall Hippie Bay, you said you got it in mini twists. Yeah, mini twists are like so goated for real. And then especially like after you get tired of the mini twists and you take them out and you finger detangle or you like finger comb it, you can get it into like that, twist out crinkly, big kind of fro silhouette, you know? So yeah, all of that is those definitely goated styles. But if you erase your lineage, all of that stuff goes out the window. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to do no more twist outs, braid outs. You know? Yeah. Or like Danielle said, taking her braids out, putting it in the ponytail, got the crinkles. You know? Like, but it is what it is. Like, yeah. Or like Supervillain said, a fluffy blowout. I think a fluffy blowout is goated too. Like when you just wash your hair, you just blow it out. And then it's all wide and standing up. That's pretty cool too. Just like Caramel Mermaid said, she said you got your first silk press, then you gonna wet it again and it's pop out them curls. Yeah, all of that. I don't understand why you would want to erase everything about yourself that you like. It's just weird. But like I said, everybody has their right to choose what they want to do. But as for me, nah, fam, no. But like I said, what I was saying earlier is that I really truly do believe that black women, there are at least 50% of black women that are pick-me's and black male worshipers. And I think a lot of the women that are like that still come into spaces with the women that are not on that type of time and either pretend or they sow discord. Because my thing is this, is that, and I'm not going to name this woman because I said I wasn't going to talk about her, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know the lady with the bags under her eyes that just was making the videos about forgive one man for cheating 20 times or forgive 20 men, one different time or whatever, go to 20 different men. The one that's always saying crazy stuff and talking about black women so harshly like she isn't one. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why that lady has almost 70,000 followers. Like, I believe if there wasn't any, black male worshipers, there wasn't a lot of pick-me's, there wouldn't be always in her lives, always in her comments, always watching her. Yeah, like there's definitely a market for that. Unfortunately. There's a market for it. But I mean, I don't know, y'all. Like I said, it's your bestie. I don't either. I don't like her either. I just didn't want to say her name, because like I upload these lives to YouTube, and like I said this in another live, she like Candyman. You cannot say her name 3 times. The next thing you know, her followers and stuff be over here bothering me and trying to tell me that I too should want to be with a man that cheats on me and plays in my face and is disrespectful to women. I don't got no time for that. And I'm not a strong black woman because I don't want to be played with and dogged out by my husband. Or that because he's my husband, he got a right to play in my face. Like, no. Oh man, your bestie Sheer says, and BM have the nerve to say the BWs are destroying the black community, helping white. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the total opposite. For real. But you guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the live. And I'll try to come back. Maybe I will definitely come back, but I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know if it'll be, because I'm gonna go work out anyway, but I don't know if it'll be like an hour or two or whatnot. And then I'll come back with this exact same topic, because I really do think it's very important to talk about. And then hopefully at that time I can get some people in. And I also have a backup. Well, I have several backups, but I have one that's called Oops, Did I Trigger You? And then I have another one called Triggered Thoughts of a Black Woman of a BW. So I may go to one of those and see if I go there, that will get the views up and I can get people to be on a panel. That way, I can get more people up there. Oh, I got some right now. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how are you doing this morning?
Pretty good.
Good. I was just watching your YouTube when you jumped on live, the one you did with the latest one you did. You had Puffy on there, Jay-Z, and I think 50 Cent said something. I think that's what your title. I'm paraphrasing, but I think that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, I'm Kim, by the way. Hey, everybody, all that. So what you was talking about this morning, I'm a gay woman, and it's like, when I talk to different women, and they talk about like how guys are and this and that towards them. I'm like, well, the guys tell y'all the truth. I'm like, why you why you don't believe them? Like I don't understand. They always say you saying it because you hate men. I don't hate men because I'm gay. I'm just saying, like, he just told you he gonna do this, that, and the third. And you act like he didn't just say that, but you like guys. I that's the part I don't get. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so then when I talk to guys and they like, well, I tell the woman this, that, and the third, and I'm like, yeah, but they don't believe. Why don't they believe you when you tell them that? And they majority of the time they always say like, I don't know. I don't know if it's because they just want to sleep with them or they just that desperate. But a lot of times women, and I'm gonna say black because I'm no other race, it's a religious thing too, and a lot of women get stuck in not looking inside themselves, you know what I'm saying, to get to whatever level that they want to go to. So they always, of course they say I'm gay because I'm going to hell, and I'm like, okay, that's fine and good, but everything in the Bible says inside, you know what I mean? And I'm like, why don't you look inside? If you praying, who you praying to? What are you praying about? Are you begging when you pray? Are you being, chest out? Because when I pray or meditate or whatever you want to call it, I'm not going in on my knees begging. I'm going in and say, this is what I need to do to get there. And 10 times out of 10, it comes back to something that I need to change within myself. And a lot of people don't like to look within themselves because I don't know if it's a dirty, dark thing going on inside, but you got to clean it up at some point in your life, and it's just crazy that it's like that. People walk around looking crazy and sounding crazy because they don't want to look within. That's my opinion on it.
Okay. So you're saying that a lot of the black worship people don't want to look within. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, because when you do the work within, then it's a lot of things that you're not going to tolerate from nobody other than yourself, because you're going to check yourself first. People always say, follow trends and say, who going to check me? You should be checking you. You know what I'm saying? Before somebody else check you, because if somebody else checks you, then that's going to allow you to say, well, now I'm mad at this person because somebody said something. But if you check you and you get, that's something that you can or need to fix first, like the oxygen mask on the airplane. If the oxygen mask sign come on, I can't go around making sure everybody got their mask on if mine is not on. You know what I'm saying? How long is that going to last? And my grandma used to say all the time, you gonna whoop your own ass. You know what I mean? And when you go through life and you realize that, I'm like, what did my grandma mean by whoop my own ass? Until I start realizing, oh, I'm in this situation because I said yes, or I allowed this person, or I did this, and it's like, okay, yeah, and that ass whooping do hurt a lot more because it's your licks that you're giving yourself, or your straightening that you straighten yourself. And if you do that, I guarantee you, I'm 51. So if you do that, I guarantee you can't nobody run game on you, can't nobody play in your face unless you allow them to. You know what I mean?
Okay, okay,
Okay, okay,
okay. I
okay.
got
I
you.
got you.
All right, let
All
me
right, let
go
me
over
go
here
over here
to
to
super
super
villain.
villain.
Maybe triggered. Yes, I just wanted to comment really quickly to what Kim was saying, and it is a lot of, I would say, self-reflection work, but you also have to consider that, especially in this society, especially when it comes to black women, that we are groomed from babies to behave this way. A lot of us escape. I'm not going to say a lot of us. A number of us escape I'm gonna say the sorcery, because the BM worship is pretty much witchcraft at this point. But it's a lot of deep seated grooming from when we are small, right? Perfect example. I was having a discussion the other day, especially in a lot of black households, how the oldest daughter or the daughters usually are the ones cooking, cleaning, doing all this stuff, helping the mom out. But then in this society, the same people who we've damn near, like, a lot of times raised our siblings, right? Cook for them, clean for them, wash their clothes. These same siblings, the men, are telling us that we're not wife material or terrible mothers, but we're the ones who raised them a lot of the times because our parents were working, right? It's a grooming that we do. I can't stand the pick meism. I mean, I was raised by my father, so he raised me to be a strong black man. That's why I'm a very masculine woman. But a lot of the time, I notice it is the grooming. Now we have to fight it subconsciously, but that's why I just give pick me's a little grace, because it is a grooming tactic while we're here. It's significant for black women though, because in our, gonna say, community, we're not supported like by our men like other women in other communities are. That's why it looks worse, but it's all the same type of grooming. It's the patriarchy. So I just want to throw that up there and give black women just a little bit of grace, right? Just a little bit, because it's hard not being a pick me in this patriarch society. It just looks worse for black women because our men aren't as supportive in the labor wise way as other communities are, if you look at it. So I just want to throw that up there. Thanks, Triggered. I'm gonna drop.
Okay, no problem, supervillain. And I definitely think that you made a good point. And I can see that. And I can see what you're saying. And I do believe that is true. I do believe that black women are conditioned and groomed to be like that. I do. I mean, even with me, growing up, I don't think that I was like really necessarily conditioned to be a pick me because my mama didn't play no games with my father and he already knew it. My parents were married and all of that. But they I was groomed to where they make it like, if you don't have a man, why don't you have a man? When you get older, you need to be getting married. You need to have like, so if your validation is having a man. If you don't got one, then there's something wrong with you. So, I definitely was taught that, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, um, and I don't think that's healthy either, because if you're a woman, right, and you're looking for a good partner and a good man, and you've already been brainwashed to feel like just having a man is good enough, for having a man that validates you, that just sets you up to be okey doked and mistreated because you're putting so much stock in just the presence of a man. So I definitely agree with you there. But like I said, when I saw the Jamie Foxx special, even knowing all of that and just what the very real points that Supervillain made, seeing the Jamie Foxx special and seeing them women act like he was doing them a favor for him to pretend that he was gonna date black women again or be with black women, it just turned my stomach. I just couldn't. I don't think I could give any of them any type of grace, because I just feel like in 2024, really, you see that black men don't give you and I'm not saying any black man, but we'll just say the collective, do not return that energy for black women. So what you look like sitting there like, oh yeah, for Jamie, come back, leave the snow bunnies alone. We sisters will always be here waiting for you to use us up and waiting for us to get your stroke medication for you and give you sponge baths. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, the fact that, like I said, they were standing up and clapping, and there was one lady that was standing up and holding her arms out, outstretched, like, come on back home, come on back. Like, are you what? Ma'am, ma'am, stop it. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. And you know what's super villain? Exactly. And it was a lot of black women too. And this is why I said that there's way more black women as big bees and black male worshippers than them they let on. Because I remember when that Jeezy and Nia Long interview came out, like, and Jeezy was like, yeah, we brothers and sisters, black men, we need the black women. Yeah, y'all always need the black women when something go left with them preferences that y'all choosing. When somebody okey doke y'all or do y'all bogus, or some police officer delete y'all, then all of a sudden y'all need y'all black women's. But any other time y'all don't need y'all black women's. I think it's very telling that Jeezy been with 1,000,001 different black women and got babies by black women, but chose to marry an Asian woman only for things not to work out anyway, because things never work out when they choose the others either. They don't work out if they choose us or the others, because the mentality of selfishness and coddling, and the fact that they believe that they're supposed to take precedence over anybody and be treated and get pretty princess treatment as men. I really do think that that is a reason why those relations don't work, because you want the preferences because you hate the way you look. Respectfully, you hate the way you look and you don't like black women because they look the way you look. So you want these other women and you want to act like you do with black women, which is give nothing to these women, expect them to care to you and worship you. But it's just a complicated thing, because those women most of the time are not raised to feel like men are supposed to be treated like ladies. And the only men that I really do feel like that believe that wholeheartedly are black men, because they've been coddled so much by black women. So you got that ideology that they feel like they're supposed to be, the bad chick in the relationship is them. You have that, and then you also have the idea that a lot of people, that even though these women may entertain, you know, black men, because of, because I feel like black men are very attractive. Not all of them, of course, but I do feel like black men have a very potent masculinity that could be very attractive, and I'm talking about the ones that are actually attractive, not talking about your regular average ugmo. But the black men, when they are handsome, when they do have that potent, sexuality and masculinity is there. And and I think, though, women may fetishize them for those qualities that some black men possess, but at the end of the day, the world has been socialized to believe that they are above and better than black people. And that includes black men or black women. And those women carry those thoughts, whether they are realizing it or not. So when they get in these relationships with these black men want to be put on a pedestal above them. They're thinking, hey, I'm better than you. I'm above you. So what are we talking about? And I really do believe that's why all of those different parts to pieces of play are the reason why those relationships don't work out. In my opinion, it's a whole host of different parts of why their relationships with the others, or the quote unquote preferences, fail even more than they do when they're with black women, because they never unpack any of that type of thought process. But at the end of the day, what you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do about it? There's nothing that I feel like can be done, because, like we were just saying, the you know black women have been conditioned or been groomed to be pick and things like that. So I feel like it's always going to continue to happen, and they're going to continue to have that sense of, just like, well, the sense of superiority, that the, like, supervillain saying at the bottom. But I don't necessarily think it's religion, though, because I know plenty of people that are not religious, black people, that those black men still feel that way. So I just feel like it's probably not going to go anywhere anytime soon, because so many black women still do it. Like I said, to be a black woman in 2024 and you're standing up and you're holding your arms outstretched like a Negro did you a favor because he said that he may possibly see the value in one of y'all is nasty work. Nasty, nasty work. You know? I just and then how he was like, oh, now they don't want to hear it. They just now they saying, Jamie, you playing with my emotions. I would be like, why in the world do you think I'm emotional about you choosing snow bunnies? Why would you think that I would be emotional about the choices you make with your peen? Do what you want to do. But anyway, I don't know. Like I said, that was just I think that that was just so gross and so disgusting and so off-putting and so desperate that it just I had an almost visceral reaction to it. And I just man, I just felt like I needed to talk about it today. But you guys, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, like I said earlier, because it's been 50 minutes, and a lot of times I try to do the live streams for at least an hour. So maybe I'll stay on here for another 10 minutes and see if I can get some more people to come through. But if not, I'll probably come back and talk about this again. And if not, I will talk about I got one more topic to talk about. But right now I'm drawing a blank as to what it is, but I already typed up the little thumbnail. Oh, okay, no problem, Coach Kim. I really appreciate you for coming up, sis. I really do appreciate it. You really helped me out so much for coming up and giving me your perspective. Coach Kim, definitely appreciate you. And also I appreciate Supervillain too for coming up also and her perspective that she gave. Cause I think it was a needed one, you know, cause she was extending grace and you should extend grace to black women. I just like I said, I find it's just very difficult for me to extend grace when I just see something just so stupid and so weak. Like, I said this in my video. I think that things like this, I consider it weak heifer behavior. Like you're a weak heifer. And I cannot, I don't know. I don't have a lot of tolerance for it. I don't have a lot of tolerance for it. I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. Hey Taylor, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. You can go ahead, sis.
I want to say that I have been race loyal to Black men for pretty much all my dating experience. And I just am so over it. I'm realizing how delusional I am for thinking that they are going to rise to the occasion. Um, at all. Like, I'm trying to mentally open my mind to being with other people because it's just like, I'm tired of the struggle. I'm tired of the struggle love. I'm tired of being in relationships with men who are just constantly tearing me down, whether they're accomplished or not. Like, they're jealous and envious. They don't want you to do better than them. And if you meet them and you've already been doing better than him, like, it's even worse. It's even worse. I didn't see the Jamie Foxx comedy special yet. I haven't watched it yet. But yeah, black men are they'll say, "Oh, I have this preference." And I've had men literally be in relationships or be married, cheat on their significant other with me, and they're married to a YT woman or a Hispanic lady. And it's like you put them up like they're the best thing, but you're still cheating on them with black women. So how does it make any sense? Like, one of my YT homegirls told me straight up, every black man that she dated has cheated on her with a black woman. Period. It's like, how are you gonna sit there and be like, oh, this is my preference and she's better than you, but then you're still stepping outside of your relationship to be with the women that you down, supposedly. And when that stuff falls out, you're back with black women.
I've definitely heard of that phenomenon happening for sure. And I've actually heard it from a few white women too as well. They've said that. I think that I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but I always felt like there's an energy that's almost like a borderline hatred or hostility that emanates from women that are not black that exclusively date black men. They feel
Yes.
it's like a hostility that they have, and I think that's what it is. That they feel like they might, double back or step on the side with black women. But honestly, I don't think that that is any type of positive for black women. I just feel like they do it because because black women are always there. They're that always
Yes.
dependable old shoe that a black man can come in and put his feet in and stomp all around it, wear it outside while he cutting the grass, or wear it in the mud, or wear it in the rain, put it up, and then leave it, and then go get the fresh shoes, which would be the AKA preferences. And then he always knows that he got those shoes that he does all the bad in. He can always put those on. I really think that that's exactly what it is. Like, the black woman is the one that has to go through everything. She gets all the negative sides. She gets all the bad stuff that comes along with black men, and none of the public praise or any of that. So she's that old shoe in the back of the closet that he only wears when he got something, bogus to do with it. Like I said, cutting the grass, going out in the mud, doing it. And so black women have got to stop allowing black men to do that. That's why I've always felt like if a black man dates like non-black women exclusively, he says, "Oh yeah, I date black women exclusively. I mean, I date non-black women exclusively. Oh, you're the first black woman I've talked to, or I don't
Yes.
normally do this, but you're just so different." Those black men you need to stay away from. Like, period. They
So
need to go in the reject file.
my
Like,
mother
yeah.
is YT and my father is black, right? And
Mhm.
my mom still got beat on and cheated on. She still got more praise and she still got, I'm saying, better than the black women that he was with or had children with or married before, but she still got a low level man that she had to lower herself to and praise him and not, you know, do better with herself in order for him to feel comfortable. And I never like it used to make me cringe seeing my mother cater to him. You know what I'm saying? Like it just made me cringe because I'm like, this man does not deserve that. And I was just like, like now it's like when I meet black men and they tell me that they like, I always ask them like, what does your ex look like? What is because if she's blonde hair, blue eyes, you need to stop talking to me. And especially like it's really disgusting with me because it's like, men will get with me because they think, oh, she's half white tea. She's gonna act a certain way. And then when they get with me, they're like, oh my God, this is not a white tea girl. You're acting too ratchet or you're acting like this or that. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like you're literally trying to um define me as a person based off of what you're looking for to use and abuse because you thought I was going to be some pushover because I caught a dude. I found out that he was married and he was like, oh, and then as soon as he told me he was married, black man, I knew exactly what his wife looked like. Fat white tea lady. You know what I'm saying? No, no upper lip, no curves, no nothing. And I was like, he was like, oh, well, she lets me do what I want. She knows that, I'm gonna come home so I can go out here and do what I want. And I'm like, that's exactly what they're looking for is the biggest punching bag, doormat, whatever. And they know that black women are not all the time going for that. Like there are some black women who do deal with cheating or, what I'm saying, abuse, but majority are not dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're like, "Oh, let me go over here to somebody who ain't going to call the police on me or hold me accountable, who's going to take my little crumbs and try to make a loaf out of it." Like, no. And yes, I am the product of it respectfully, but I see the dynamic. I see what's the problem with the dynamic. I see that like because I've been friends, with white tea women who have told like I've tried to be friends with them, and within a certain amount of time, their true ideology of how they feel about black women comes out at some point. Like they'll be like, "Oh, she's jealous of me" or whatever, and I'm like, "That's why you're dating black men. Is because you think negatively about black women, you think you're above them, and these black men say all these negative things about black women, so it." Just verifies what you're thinking in your head so you think you're better than so it gives them both like an ego boost in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like it does something for the both of them. So I'm just like I just see like I don't know, I just I know I'm a product of it, but I don't be seeing the genuineness in the relationship because the black man is always downing the black woman. So it's like he's never with another woman of a different you know what I'm saying, background because he loves them. It's always because of how they can use them, abuse them, what they're willing to go for. You know, the colorism, the internalized racism. Like I've heard so many black men be like, "Oh, I don't want my kids coming out my color." And then it's like, you know, I have to look for comments like that when I'm dating black men because as soon as they start talking about genetics and how them kids are going to come out, I already know you're colorist and you're only looking for somebody who has a certain look so that your children can come out a certain way. Because I'm really thinking in my mind that black men have children with the women and they create the children that they actually that's who they actually want to date. Like they're trying to, you know what I'm saying, change their genetics into something that they would go for ultimately. So it's just like, I'm like, when a guy tells me something like that, I'm like, oh no, I can't deal with him. I can't deal with him. I'm automatically turned off. Um, you know, all that. But I'm just like, I'm trying to get out of just dating black men. Because the older they get, the worse they get. I'm talking to somebody who's 45 and has the emotional intelligence of a 9-year-old right now. And I'm like, wow, you know? And he's just like, oh, you know, I got money and I'm a black man. And I'm just like, okay, what does that do? You know what I'm saying? Your character is terrible. You're disloyal, you're a liar, all of the above, but just because you have money or whatever, you think that, you know, because there's not a lot of quote unquote black men with a lot of money, you think that you're in the top 20% of the world, which you're not. You don't even own any property. Like, so I'm just like, I'm just over it with them. I'm tired of like getting with them. And it's just like a constant tearing me down. Cause I always tell black men, of course, the white tea woman or another woman can build you up because you're not tearing her down every day. How can you build somebody up who's tearing you down? Of course they can build you up because you're not tearing them down in the way that you do us.
Sorry, I had to I had to unmute myself. I think sometimes if you, well, but I don't know because I'm of this because I sometimes it makes me feel uncomfortable to position myself in any way of a defense of black men. I say I ever refuse to do that publicly because the sentiment is not returned, for black women and them being offered any type of protection or anything. I the only thing I can say to you is this is that when you are like in a process of dating and you might be having, repeated poor outcomes, with black men or with any man, I would say that one of the things that I have like a lot of videos on my YouTube of like, what to look for in dating. I think vetting red flags, is extremely, extremely important. And there are certain things, in my opinion, that can let you know the quality of a man or the character of a man. Usually in the first date, I would say
Yeah,
probably maybe
definitely.
within the first couple hours of speaking to him, you'll be able to tell if he's the type of man that build you up or the type of man that's gonna break you down, like you were saying. And it's easy to see it, but I think a lot of times, we may especially as black women or in your case as a biracial woman, you may overlook those things, or you may try to extend grace, or you may feel like, oh, am I being too hard on this person, or am I being too hard? And you're not. The idea for you to protect yourself as a woman is to be that hard, because people will tell you, oh no, you gotta give grace, you gotta, no, he just did this, you gotta make an excuse for him. No, I think when I was single and I was looking for somebody, I really was very harsh, and unforgiving with the standards that I had set. And I really, you if it was just one thing that I felt like was very important, I just wouldn't accept it. And I think that the harsher you are, the better. The more unforgiving with whatever standards that you have set, the better. The more critical that you can look at somebody, if you feel like it's too critical, is probably the right amount of criticism, which will probably be people with, because people always telling, women to settle for less. I think that is something that, you might want to do moving forward in the future. And also, you sound how old are you, Taylor?
I just
Because
turned 30.
you turned 30. I think also somebody that is 45 and you being 30 and he's a black man and he's single and he's trying to date you, that is probably somebody already that you would want to put in the reject pile because there's something wrong with him. In my opinion, of course I don't know him and I just this is my
No,
first time.
you're absolutely correct about it. You're absolutely correct because I was like, like I usually date guys, what I'm saying, in their 30s. Like I haven't really dated very many men in their 40s. I was like, what I'm saying? I don't mind like the age gap, but it's just the mental is not there. You're so emotionally immature and you're still in this 20-year-old mindset of, oh, I'm young and I'm hot. You're almost 50, dude, and you don't even have a house. Like and you think you're a prize. So I'm just like, it's just crazy to me. Like I've had a lot of first and last dates with black men, a lot. Like there are times where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm leaving, But then there are some times where I'm like, oh, like everything's going a little okay, whatever. But then it's just like, a couple weeks later or a month later, something something real. They just start falling apart and showing who they really are, and it's crazy because a lot of them are very well accomplished men, lawyers, engineers, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, at first it looks good. It looks good and all put together when you first meet them and suit and tie, and I'm a businessman or whatever the case. But then it's just like a month later, you realize, I mean, after 5 o'clock, when they clock out that job, they are not that person anymore.
Hey Taylor, do you ever? Oh wait, just one second. Miss Good News, you said what age range do I recommend for? Do you mean 30-year-old black women? Do you mean black women instead of black men? Because for black women, a 30-year-old black woman, I would say probably like 29 to 35. I don't feel like you should go up no more than that. Because a man that's 45 that is dating a 30-year-old woman, he needs to be in the reject pile for sure. For
Mm.
sure. For sure. Cause I feel like a man that was stable, mentally healthy, mentally well, emotionally solid, he wouldn't even be interested in a 30-year-old woman if he was 45. Cause it would be nothing that y'all could really truly connect with. Like on a lot of different things as far as even generationally. That's a huge generational gap.
For him, it's like I make him feel young.
Yeah,
That's
see,
why
that's what
he
I'm
he always
saying.
trying to drag me to the clubs and get a
Yeah,
section
but
and
that's what
stuff
I mean.
because
Anybody that's
yeah.
using you to make them feel young is a problem, and he needs to be
Hmm.
rejected. And at the end of the day, when I think that women that are younger don't realize this, but when he's telling you that you're keeping him young and he's 45 and you're 30, well, if you're keeping him young by his association with you being that age, what do you think your association with his old behind is doing to
Gonna
you?
make me old.
Exactly. So
Hmm.
men like that have issues. Like that's like a huge red flag, gigantic. And that's what I mean. That's why I say a lot of things that you could find out if you just look deeper into it. You probably could see that before you even really get involved. Like once you find the age and he was willing to entertain you, it's already a done deal. And not
And you
because it's
know,
something, and it's not because it's something wrong with you. It's because
hmm
it's something wrong with him.
it's like, and then when I start talking to these men, they say that I'm over analytical, that I pay too close to, I'm worried too much about the small details of things, and that because I bring them up. I'm more of a small detail versus the big picture because I don't not pay attention to stuff, and so it's like sometimes I'll tell them like, hey, you made this comment and that doesn't sound, what I'm saying, right? Like, look, I had a dude in front of my friends and he made a comment. He was joking, but I didn't think it was a joke. He was like, oh yeah, my sisters know not to play with me. I'll put my hands on them. And I told him later, like, hey, don't say stuff like that in front of my friends because I was just like, like it just sounds aggressive. It sounds like you'll put your hands on somebody. And he was like, oh, you're being dramatic, like you're overdoing it. And I'm
Well, see,
like,
that's
okay, let
that's
me let me get around your friends and be like, they say
Well,
something. I'll
see,
be
that's
like,
what I mean, Taylor. Like, like in a situation like that, let's say you were dating that guy and you heard him say that, like that would be like a ghostable event. Like you shouldn't
Right.
even tell him like that you even had an issue. He should have just
Mm-hmm.
been cut the minute he said it. Like cut. I can't tell you when I was talking to people and getting to know them how many people I cut and didn't even tell them why I cut them because there's no reason to tell them. I'm not going to talk to anymore. They did. That's something that you wouldn't even you need to advise them about. Like, oh, you shouldn't say no. He meant exactly what he said. He should have said that because that way, moving on in the future, just like you would see it and recognize it and cut him off, he can say that again, and then hopefully the next woman to be smart enough to cut him off as well. So it's just like you but yeah, cut. I don't think there's anything wrong with cutting off men and ghosting them for things like that. Like that's just and that should have been immediately an immediate. You're gone.
Right.
I'm
It's the gaslight to say that I'm dramatic. Then he was like, which one of your friends said it was an issue? And I'm like, look, I'm like, he like, okay, let me get around your friends and be like, oh yeah, my brother, men know not to play with me. I slap a dude in his face. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not appropriate. It's not like, why do you think that that's okay? It's not. It's not okay. They're just embarrassing.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. You guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I'm gonna end this live. Excuse me, you guys. I'm because I gotta go work out, and if I don't hurry up and do it now, you know how sometimes it's like you push it off and then it's late, and I just gotta hurry up and knock it out. Um, but yeah, I'll definitely come back. I'm not quite for sure if I'll come back with this topic or not, or I do have another one, but maybe I'll talk about this again because I think it was important to talk about. But I just wanted to say the ladies that came up, I think it was Coach Kim and Supervillain and Miss Taylor Savage. I really appreciate all of you beautiful ladies for coming up here. It was a great to talk to y'all and hear from y'all. And hopefully I get a chance to talk to you guys again moving forward in the future. And I thank you so much for sharing, Taylor. And I'm so glad I got a chance to meet you today. And like I said, if you're a black woman and you're listening to this, you're amazing, you're awesome, you're special, you're valuable. And that's it. And I'll be back, y'all. Okay? Bye.